Everybody loves to save money, except when that budget piece of gear costs you the shot at the buck of a lifetime. And it's no secret that hunting rifles are already expensive. You buy the gun, you buy a good scope, rings, ammunition. When all is said and done, you've dumped all this money into your new hunting rifle. The bipod is the last thing that you're worried about. While I do believe that you get what you pay for, especially when it comes to hunting gear, thankfully there are some bipods out there that are very budget friendly. And in this video, we're going to talk about 3 of them. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Steven. We do nothing but talk about hunting rifle related stuff here. If that interests you, do me a favor, go hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. Before we get to the good stuff, I want to talk about an honorable mention, or I guess dishonorable mention, one that I do not recommend, and that is any bipod that's a knockoff of a existing brand. So anything off Amazon, Temu, anything like that that's kind of trying to copy the same design. These things are just pieces of crap. And while it's made out of metal and I have a few options here that are polymer, you'd think, oh, it's going to be better, more durable. Nah, this thing is going to fall apart at any second. Not only is it super stiff when you're trying to use it, it just is cheap, it rattles. Like I said, it's gonna fall apart at any second. So whatever you do, don't waste your money on any of these. Starting with our most inexpensive option, this one right here, I did also get off of Amazon. It's from a company called CV Life, and it's basically just a modern version of the famous Harris bipods. It's metal, spring-loaded, super easy to use, really fast deployment. You just push these little buttons here and you can adjust these legs. This one in particular is a very small one, but I think I only paid like 20 bucks for this thing. Now I had pretty low expectations for this bipod, being that it was only $20 or $25, however much it was, but it actually impressed me. It's really basic, simple, and it is like the bipods I grew up using. In fact, I've got an old one right here that I've used for years. It is beat up, it's got rust on it, but it still works great. These things are bomb-proof. And I really like this one for predator calling because it is a lot bigger and taller, and I could really stretch those legs out. You see, all the way down. You can sit and use it perfect for coyote calling, but these things just are reliable. They're not the quietest, they're not the most stable, but they're cheap and effective. But there are a few better options, at least in my opinion. Moving on to another one that I know a lot of you have seen here on my channel. This is the Magpul bipod, and I've got it here on my Tika. I actually hunted with this bipod this year, and it worked just fine. Now these run around 60 bucks, I believe, give or take. So they're very inexpensive as well. What I really like about them is they're super lightweight because they are all polymer, and there's still plenty of adjustability. But one thing I don't like about it is that instead of just pulling these down, the Magpul has these little buttons right here that you got to push, and then it comes down. But once it's deployed, it works well. It's got some more buttons here on the side to extend the legs. And like I said, I used this for my hunt this year. It worked just fine at an extended distance when I shot my deer. But as much as I do like the Magpul, there is one that I think blows both of these out of the water that I've really been enjoying these last couple months that I am now moving to, and that is option number 3. This right here is the MDT Oryx, and this is our most expensive option, coming in right at $100, so right on that threshold. But I think this thing is worth every penny. Now, like the Magpul, it is all polymer. Some guys are gonna like that, some aren't. For me, I like something super lightweight. They have been super durable so far. Haven't really had any issues. They're quiet. And what I like about the MDT versus the Magpul, there's no buttons to push. You just flip these down and you could set your rifle down. I just feel like the MDT was a little more well thought out when it was designed. Very similar to the Magpul, but like the buttons here on the back, they're on the back side so you can hit them while you're behind the rifle. It has cant built in, and you can lock it with this lever right here. So if we unlock it, I mean, just so much adjustability. Lock that back down, get on target. And I just feel like of the 3 that I have here, this is by far the most stable. And I know stability is going to be most people's biggest concern. So if you look at these, this is the cheap CV Life, Amazon special. Not a lot of give to it, honestly. Like I said, very impressed with this for the price. Look at the Magpul right here. Quite a bit of give when you go to move it. It just kind of shakes around a little bit. And then if you go to the MDT there at the end, not a lot of play in it as well. So I'd say the MDT is by far the most stable and well put together. Like I said, this cheap little CV Life, the Harris knockoff, not too bad. Even though I dissed knockoffs earlier in the video, this one's actually not too bad. Now I have some more expensive bipods on the way that I'm going to be using and testing, but any of these work great. I just think I'm going to replace this Magpul with the MDT because, again, I just don't like pushing these buttons every time I want to deploy or put it away. It's just kind of annoying. Versus the MDT, which you just pull them down, deployed, and if you want to put them away, you just pull them a little bit, lift them up, pull down a little bit. Easy as that. So really been liking this. I feel like this is the upgraded version of the Magpul. It is a little more expensive, but I think it's completely worth it. Now, all this being said, if you have the money to spend on a very high quality bipod, by all means, you should do it because, again, you don't want any piece of equipment costing you the shot on a really big buck. I have learned that lesson the hard way, but I do believe there are some pretty good bipods that can serve their purpose pretty well without breaking the bank. So if you're on an extreme budget and you want to save a little bit of money when it comes to your hunting gear, I think any one of these bipods will do just fine for you. If it were me, if I could make one recommendation, spend a little extra, get the MDT Oryx for $100. I think that one's awesome. If that's a little bit too much for you, go with the Magpul. But like I said, if you're on an extreme budget, 20, 25 bucks gets you a little Harris knockoff that surprisingly works pretty good. And I'll leave links to all these bipods down below in the description. So if you want to check those out, go for it. Like I said, that cheap Amazon one was from a company called CV Life. And that company actually reached out a few weeks ago and sent me a scope to test out. We've got a new rifle here that will be the star of a future video, but we're out here shooting it today to get it sighted in. And this scope, honestly, so far looks pretty good, but we're going to test it out. But that's going to be it for today, guys. I really appreciate all the support. Let me know down below in the comments which of these three you would pick or what high dollar bipod you would rather go with rather than spending the money on one of these cheap ones. So let me know down below what bipod are you running on your favorite hunting rifle. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Thanks for all of the support. The channel's been just growing like crazy these last couple months, and I can't say it enough. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for all the comments, likes, subscribes, all of it. Can't thank you enough. So we'll catch you in the next one.